With the WWE building the road towards WrestleMania, I thought I'd come on here and try to book the show. No explanation, let's just move on to night one. The opener for night one will be for the World Heavyweight Championship, and we have Gunther versus Goldberg. They started the build at Survivor Series. I thought the match would happen at Crown Jewel because Saudi money, but that didn't end up happening. Gunther versus Goldberg, I think that's the best direction you can go for Gunther. Goldberg's last match ever at WrestleMania to open the show. Now there are many possibilities for Gunther, but you have to understand that there's a large pool of wrestlers who can only face one another. Like they can't have like 2-3 matches on the show. This is the point where many of you click off the video. Yes, you probably clicked off the video right now. Instead of clicking off the video, go to the comment section and insult me. Say the most obnoxious stuff about this video. Insult this video. I want you to critique this video like Prime Moments Dave Meltzer. Anyways, moving on to the second match on the show, and I think I'm a creative genius for this match. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor versus Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio for the tag titles. Rey has no compelling stories left except the one against Dominic. Balor is going to do nothing. I don't want to see Balor Damian again. So I think this is quite a solid match that you can have. Continues the Judgment Day kind of feud with Damian as well as Rey Mysterio, who's always going to hate the Judgment Day. So I think it's a solid second match to have on the show. Nothing much to talk about over here. Moving on to the third match on the show, we have Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. I think these are two wrestlers who are quite similar in the way they wrestle. Their portrayal on TV, like Tiffany Stratton, the princess, God knows what. Charlotte Flair, the queen. I think over here you have Tiffany Stratton cash in the Money in the Bank at Royal Rumble or something. She wins the championship from Nia Jax, and you get Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. I think that's the direction that the WWE should go. Anyways, moving on to a match that I really want to see. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. It's Braun Breaker versus Bronson Reed. I mean, to make it more interesting, sure, let's have it a last man standing match. Last man standing, Braun Breaker versus Bronson Reed. Two meaty men slapping meat. It's going to be an absolute barn burner. It doesn't have to be your classic 25-minute Intercontinental Championship match. I think this is the best match you can have with Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed, he's been on the push. He was featured in the War Games match with stars like CM Punk and Roman Reigns. His match against Braun Strowman was amazing. He's currently feuding with Seth Rollins as well, kind of, not really. And Braun Breaker, he's just been insane. He's been on a tear ever since he won the IC title. Basically, a battle of the strong men. Just throw everything at one another, have some crazy spots. We move on to a dream match. A match I'm sure is going to happen. They're going to do something with the Jade Cargill attack. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, one-on-one for no title. I think the story that you can tell if you make Bianca Belair turn heel can be exceptional. We've not seen a heel Bianca Belair in the last 4. I don't even think she's ever been heel in the WWE. Anyways, not to digress. We have somehow Bianca Belair did attack Jade Cargill before her match. She betrayed Jade Cargill. They were a tag team. You can tell that story. They've been a tag team for over a year now. And I think this is where Jade Cargill gets her moment to shine. The only risk you run here is whether this is going to be a good match, because it's going to be Jade Cargill's first singles match on the roster, I'm pretty sure. So, like a proper singles match, obviously. So, that's the only risk you run here. But I think the fans would love to see it. Even if it wasn't the best match on the show, I think it would be a great match. We move on to the co-main event. And some of you may be shocked hearing this as the co-main event, but just trust. Just wait for the main event. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. We get a triple threat in the co-main event of WrestleMania. I think this feud's been running for too long. I'm still intrigued. I'd love to see one more match. I'd love to see Punk versus Drew, but I'd love to see Punk versus Rollins. I'd love to see Drew versus Rollins. So put the three of them in a triple threat match. Let them go berserk. Don't have to be one of those triple threat matches where they just don't use any weapons, because these three guys, they hate each other. So just let them use weapons, most berserk stuff. Let this match go on for a while. As for the winner, it doesn't really matter who wins this. All superstars come out on top. Now I know it's not what CM Punk would want, but he's a 45-year-old man. He's grown enough. Accept it, because the main event is Randy Orton versus John Cena. One last time for the masses. Now you have to understand, this is a main event caliber match. Cena Orton happening for one last time. Pretty much Cena's retirement match. I know he's not going to retire, but it's pretty much his retirement match. Now the argument is there for Cena Logan Paul. I don't have Logan Paul on my card. I hate him. And then there's the argument for Cena and Gunther. I think you can do that down the line. I don't think you should do it at WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania, which is the theater of dreams, the the greatest show of all time, that's where you have Orton versus Cena. So that's my card for night one. The thing that you can do with Orton Cena being in the main event, you can be like Punk starts crying because he was in the main event. Cena stole his main event, and then you can do Punk versus Cena at Money in the Bank that way. And as for how Cena wins the title, I don't know how. Anyways, let's move on to night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 1 absolutely stacked. Night 2 is set to be even better because we're going to open with another retirement match like we did on the previous night. Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. I think the time has come where AJ Styles hangs up those boots. He's been injured too long. He's getting injured frequently. He's had a great run in the WWE. He'll definitely go down as one of the greats. AJ Styles retires to Shinsuke Nakamura. Let them run it back, but let them run it back properly. Japanese style. Let them go at it for 30 minutes. Give them a classic. It doesn't really matter who comes out on top. AJ Styles, Nakamura, just give it to us one more time at WrestleMania. Now later in the night, you can have your Hall of Fame ceremony. Induct AJ Styles, induct Goldberg, induct these guys into the Hall of Fame on that night. I think it'd be cool if you did it then rather than doing it next year. I mean, what's the point really? Moving on, we have a absolute banger of a tag team title ladder match. The Motor City Machine Guns versus the Usos versus the Bloodline. I think this would be a great match if it was to happen. I'm not sure it will because it's like just a random match I threw out there. But I think this would be a fun match. Again, here you have the Bloodline and Usos story intersect without running the risk of having, again, the Bloodline Usos be quite a boring thing if they were one-on-one. You put the Motor City Machine Guns, the champions. Who doesn't like the Motor City Machine Guns? I wanted to put the New Day in here as well, but I was like, no, what's the point? Like a four-way ladder match. We had a similar thing last year. Moving on, we have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the World Heavyweight Women's Championship inside Hell in a Cell. This match has been built up ever since Rhea Ripley returned for Liv Morgan when she was doing some naughty stuff with Dominic Mysterio. I think this is going to be a great match. Finally, these two will get a good match without interferences, I hope. Let them go at it. Make this brutal. Make this like Punk versus McIntyre. This deserves Hell in a Cell if any feud. And they are kind of elongating it. I hope it doesn't get quite boring. I think you divert Liv Morgan away from Rhea Ripley. I like the Io Sky stuff. It makes sense. And then you have them meet at WrestleMania. Have Rhea Ripley win the Elimination Chamber or something. Moving on, we have a Fatal 4-Way match so that everyone can get on the show. This match is in no way a dream match. In no way does it sound exciting. But I'm sure it can be a solid match. We have Sheamus versus LA Knight versus Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Now, I wanted to do Sheamus versus LA Knight, a singles match, followed by Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. But that's quite boring. That's two boring matches. We've already seen Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, Sheamus versus LA Knight. It doesn't really sound that interesting. Throw the 4 men into a ring. Let them fight it out. Solid 15-minute match for the United States title. And you know what? Make it an elimination match. Personally, I love seeing elimination matches, especially for titles, where you probably have like LA Knight get eliminated first and you have a new champion automatically. And you eliminate one by one, and you get your winner. I think this could be a solid match. Moving on to our co-main event, and probably a main event worthy match, we have Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. I think this is going to be an absolute classic. Just the angle, the view of having Roman Reigns stare down one-on-one with an angry Jacob Fatu on the other side of the ring. Solo can come ringside. He can do whatever. I don't care about him. Roman versus Jacob. Let these two go at it. I think it'll be absolutely amazing. And that will take us to our main event on night 2 of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to be oblivious to the rumors that The Rock isn't coming to WrestleMania 41. I don't care. If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't come. It's not that deep. The Rock's not the only superstar. We have guys like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Gunther, Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton. We have so many other superstars. It's not that deep. If The Rock doesn't come, again, you just move the card a bit around. You get like your Cody, Randy, Cena, Gunther. You get that type of card. So the card really won't take a hit. But I'd like to assume that The Rock will come at WrestleMania 41. He'll fight Cody Rhodes because this man isn't growing any younger. I think this is one of the last matches that he'll have. I'm hoping Cody Rhodes will win and he doesn't use his political power to have himself beat Cody Rhodes. But I think they tell this story. I think The Rock will win the Royal Rumble. The Rock, I don't see Goldberg winning the Rumble, so I think The Rock will win the Royal Rumble, and you'll get Cody Rhodes versus The Rock at WrestleMania. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this WrestleMania card. I think it's quite a strong one. Again, you never know with the roadblocks that will come on the way at WrestleMania with the injuries like last year. Last year's WrestleMania seemed doomed, but it was one of the best of all time. Let's see what happens on the road to WrestleMania. Let's see how WWE adapt to the various changes that is thrown in front of them. And that's it for this one.